I guess for me, the main thing is that however it turns out, like, for example, with the story that Luber shared with the grandmother being possibly ashamed, like being possibly feeling ashamed or guilty for giving up her child early. Um, we have to be able to look at it from like how can I say this? Because it's such a weird story because it doesn't have the element of like this external thing happened and I couldn't do anything about it. Um, because if we go back to that story I was talking to you, Jockin, about this woman who, you know, was married to her husband for 16 years and then divorced him because she, quote, fell in love at first sight with somebody else, right? The reason why this framing is problematic is because she talks about it as if it's fate and her life is taking a certain trajectory. I feel like if that woman heard how we were talking about this, she would be like, "Oh, yeah, that's definitely like how I feel. Like, you know, like I could tell my life was organized, and then now like I met this guy. Now it feels like everything's like ordered, and like this is the direction I should take." Um, but I think the thing that's missing from her side is that she needed to own this determination. Like, and I feel like anytime we talk about like something like shame, I feel like there's a lack of owning that determination. I feel like that's what it is. You know, like I can actually rephrase it the way like Luber's talking about his grandmother. It would be like, oh, I was 16, like I was too young. Like that's not owning your determination because you're throwing it off to like I was just too young, like I had to do it, right? So basically you're saying like you didn't have a choice in the matter, actually, right? I was too young, I had to do it. Um so and I feel the same thing with the lady that divorced her husband, where she's talking about how she fell in love at first sight, and then she's talking about how it's like this body element is just driving her. Again, for me, it's like you're not owning the determination. You're just saying as if this external force is driving you to do this. So I think the only time that I feel like the danger of not owning your determination in relation to the beautiful is that you're really just not going to understand um the stakes in a sense. Like let's put it this way. You can't even begin to understand that maybe there was stakes until you own that determination. Like it's just not possible. Like cuz you're always going to be like the reason why you would say like there's almost no stakes is because you'd be like, well, I didn't do anything. I had to do it. God told me to do it. I didn't do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like you would just be like, there's no stakes. But that's what I got.
So a couple things. Um, Javier, feel free to like jump in and respond because I really want to address what you're saying. So there's a difference between destiny and fate.